Alright, chat. We got brutally mogged today. Alright, so, let's go on higher time frame buys. Took a loss and two break evens. Um, let's go over it. Honestly, my bias was pretty bullish today. Um, I want to see these high time frame highs get hit. Since we're not that far away from them, this is area in general. I was like, let's see if we might get hit. Like, we might hit these, right? I made a pretty bad PA yesterday. So I was like, let's see how PA is today. So yeah, that's that. But honestly, I think something I missed out on here was the fact that I wanted longs a lot, but there's also shorts because these guys got taken out right here. This high got taken out. Boom. Shorts right here. And on ES, I don't fucking know. But honestly, I could have taken shorts because I wanted these London lows and stuff to get taken out anyways. But I wanted them to get taken out and then we go higher for the day. But yeah, that's kind of my bias. We didn't have any higher time frame gaps to the downside or anything, but what's called to like really bounce off of. But there was ranges we could mark out, which was over here ES hit equilibrium and Q OTE. We had this SMT right here, which I was like, okay, we're obviously not gonna go like all the way down here because there's SMT right there. Seems pretty protected lows. So that was that. But yeah, and there was like no 15-minute for value gaps except for like this one right here. But other than that, there wasn't really that many like imbalances that we can really bounce off of showing strong, you know. Like there's an imbalance here around here or some shit and we bounced off that. That would have been clean as fuck, but obviously there wasn't any. But yeah, let's go over the trades today. I took a loss and then no. I took a loss and I took two break evens. But I guess I could have took was a short off this one right here. Two, well, I wanted to get hit anyways in the first place, which was down here. These lows, this London low. But I was kind of wanting this to get taken out and then go higher, which of course didn't fucking happen. But I mean, the only trade I would have really seen also was this 1 minute short to London. But yeah, I didn't really take that or really look into that too much. But what I did take was this long right here, and this was not the best trade. But everything I didn't really see much of a reason for us to go lower because there was no imbalance to the downside. NQ took London lows out already, and then ES made SMT with that. I was like, alright, bet shit as SMT. If we get an inverse, I'll take it. And there's a 1 minute inverse. Now, three things I feel like are pretty shit about this trade though is that one, you look at that 15 minute and stuff, like we literally inversed the fuck down. We inversed downward. So like, you know, that's that. Obviously, we couldn't really tell at the time when I entered, which was around, yeah, around 41 here. But we did inverse all these gaps over here, even like on the 5 minute and whatnot. So that was pretty a bad sign. It had a 5 minute for value gap. That's also another thing that we tapped into as soon as I entered, which was a really bad sign. I shouldn't have entered because I didn't really notice that. I ain't gonna lie. Like if you, this whole brain is kind of like a BPR, so I really shouldn't have taken that. But that's a pretty decent conviction in it. You know what I'm saying? But of course, we don't win all of them. So yeah, that sucks. But yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So took that, and it was not the best trade. We tapped into fair value gaps to the upside, went lower, and also there was not good momentum at all. That's the third thing. There was not good momentum at all. Okay, why is it like that? Like as you can see, it's like it was kind of waking up and shit, whatnot, and it barely inversed it. It barely inversed it, bro. Like it should have been like an up candle, you know. But I would have break even right here. But yeah, not the best momentum, not the best trade. But I had some pretty decent conviction. I feel like the biggest thing for though was us tapping to the 5 minute, and two, the fact that like the momentum was just not there. And I'll go over that too, like how, like if you look at this move right here, which is my third trade I took, there's pretty decent momentum compared to this trade. Like it was like chopping around, down, up, and then it finally inversed. And even when it did inverse, it barely inversed it, and it tapped to a 5 minute. So that was a sign I should have been looking at, which I wasn't, and that's probably why I took a loss. So yeah. Other than that, yeah. Then the second trade I took was whenever ES already took out these lows. I feel like after my first trade, I might have had psychological problems because, bro, this does not look sexy at all. Like, you look at this inverse, this is not sexy at all, bro. Like, it looks like chop work. Not the best trade, for sure. Not good momentum at all. Maybe even have been kind of forced. I think the reason I took it, and I'll have some decent conviction, is the fact that we had SMT right here. With ES. And the fact we took out London, and I was like, okay, there's no way it's gonna go lower, right? Like, I don't see much of a reason for us to go lower. It went lower. But momentum wasn't there for sure. Neither was it here. That was the biggest thing on both these trades, that there was not much momentum. So that's that. And yeah, so this got taken out, and I went break even after this high got taken out, or these highs, two of these highs got taken out. But ideally it was just this high right here. It got taken out, and then it edged my stop, or edged my break even point, and went up higher, took out this one. And yeah. So I got break even on this trade, lost on this trade, and third trade, I was like, okay, this problem like in my last trade, bro. I don't see myself taking anymore. Like, this is too many trades. I'm like, alright, boom. So I de-risked a little bit on the second trade. I mean, on this third trade, or actually on both these trades, yeah, I de-risked a bit, so I can aim for a high RR. Because this took a pretty decent loss in this one. And then yeah, for this trade, I mean, you look at this, I was like, okay, yeah, this looks way better than all these trades. Like, it took out all this, I guess, like all this accumulation and whatnot. Tapped into OTE of this range and took out these lows I had marked out. And yes, didn't reach those lows at all. So that's SMT. And yes, hit equilibrium and you hit OTE plus the lows, SMT. I was like, it's not bad. I'm gonna take this. And there was an unmitigated 15-minute above right here. So I was like, alright, bet. It doesn't look bad. I'm gonna take this. I took it off the 2-minute IFG. Boom. I break even after this. I took it out, and I just got to break even. But it did go up to at least a 1-to-1. Yeah. So that's that. But other than that, to be honest, like, there wasn't anything else for real. But definitely could have took the shorts. But I didn't really notice anything much about them though. Like, I didn't really see. Oh yeah. But yeah, that's all the trades today. Pretty brutal. One loss, 2 break evens. XFA trade as well. So yeah, I ain't tripping. See how tomorrow goes. Maybe I should de-risk for December. I don't know. Maybe it might not be too smart to not de-risk on December. So yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Pretty brutal. I think the biggest thing psychological wise is I may have been trying to force a bias too much. And oh yeah, that's another thing. There wasn't any fair value ups to bounce off of right around here, which is something I usually like to see. That's like tapping to maybe unmitigated, bouncing off that after sweeping liquidity, but there wasn't any type of unmitigated at all. So yeah, that sucks. But other than that, that's it. It even okay.